Welcome to my in-depth basic guide on Hearthstone. Hearthstone is simply a game whereby you take your opponent's hit points from 30 to 0 to achieve victory within a match. Each player can concede at any point of this match, and you use your cards to achieve this goal, and the cards are within your deck. And by creating this deck, you first have to choose a class. There are up to 9 classes to choose from, each with specific hero abilities and specific hero cards that other classes cannot use. And these are the hero classes shown currently. The game itself uses a mana-based system, and within this mana-based system, for each turn you gain mana. And you begin with 0 mana per turn, per first turn. And when turn 1 begins, you're granted your first mana crystal, and you gain 1 mana crystal per turn that follows this, with a maximum of 10 crystals. And you use this mana to play cards, and your mana is restored to full per turn, so you'll never be in a mana deficit if you did not use a specific card, which I'll talk about later. And the mana cost, of course, is seen on the top left of your card. And there are certain ways to gain mana, but most of these are uncommon, and really the most is the normal way of gaining mana per turn, as that's just how the game is. There are 3 types of cards. There are spell cards, creature cards, and weapons. And you are able to see the attack rating of a particular card on the bottom left and the health on the bottom right. These creatures can attack other creatures, or they can attack the heroes themselves. And there is a specific damage calculator, I guess, that the game uses, and that is if a minion, for example, has 1 attack and 1 health, and there is an opposition minion with 1 attack and 2 health, the one with 1 health will die because it has 1 less health, and the other minion will stay with 1 health and 1 attack. And minions stay on the field until they die. And then a hero can only attack if they equip a weapon, which is shown right on the screen as we speak. And these weapons are used to either take out minions or to take out heroes. There are spell cards too, and these spell cards simply enact the effects that's written on the spell card. It's as simple as that. Heroes can only attack if they equip a weapon, as I've said. And you can see your players on the bottom portrait. Your hand is on the bottom. Those are the cards you have. There's mana on the bottom right. Hero power next to your hero. Your deck is to your bottom right. End turn is just above your deck. The enemy minions are on the upper half of your screen. Your minions are on the bottom half of the screen. The history of events that have occurred are on the left of the screen. The hero's weapon is on the left of the enemy hero. Yours will be on the left of your hero, and your opponent is always on the top. His deck are the 3 cards facing down at the top of the screen, and his mana is the mana count, which is at the top of the screen. At the beginning of the turn, you are granted 3 cards if you go first. And going first means that you'll have a mana lead and a turn lead. And of course, you can choose to mulligan certain cards that you believe won't be effective for you in the initial hand. As for example, if you get high cost minions, you wouldn't be able to play them, as you won't have that much mana in the beginning to be able to play the card itself. So usually you would want to mulligan those high mana cost cards and hope that they come back later when you have the mana to actually play the card. So if you can't play the card, you can if you don't have any cards to play, you can simply end turn and let the opposition player make his play. And if you go second, since you are in a mana deficit and a turn deficit, you are given an extra card and a coin. Now the extra card is already an advantage on its own, as card draw is really powerful. You should have more cards than the opposition, and the coin is a 0 mana cost item that is used to grant you 1 extra mana, which like we said, the person who goes first has 1 more mana than you, since they went first and got that turn first. And there are player specific cards. For each class, there's player specific cards, and these cards really just reenact whatever the card says, or if it's a minion, it would have a special effect that is unique to that class. And of course, like I said, you pick a class and you build your deck. You can only have a maximum of 2 of the same card in each constructed deck, up to 30 cards, and you can only have 1 legendary in that deck. And really, the cards are their basic cards, common cards, rare cards, epic cards, and legendary cards. To get these cards, you need gold, and you gain gold by playing the game, of course. And if you have gold, you just go to the store and purchase a pack, or you could use real life currency with your PayPal account or credit card or whatever you'd want to. If you really want to, you can use that to purchase a pack. And once you've made this purchases, 100 gold in game, you buy your pack and you go and you open your pack. And packs usually have 1 rare card or above, and this is at the least. And then you have 4 other random cards that you can get. Of course, the loot can be better, but that's all out of your control. And there's nothing you can really do to improve these chances of gaining cards. So all you can do is just continue playing and hope that you get more and more good cards, and really just enjoy the game. It's a fun game, I believe, Hearthstone, and I'll continue making more basic videos for people starting the game like I am, so that you can see. There are 3 game modes, 2 actual game modes and 1 practice mode. So in play, this is constructed where you can play casually, which is just you versing another player online, or ranked, which you'll be playing ranked matches to actually rank up and get a higher title. And you can use one of the 9 classes which you made a deck for. Of course, you can't choose the class if you don't have a custom deck for it. You can't go into a match without a deck, so you'd have to pick a basic deck to use the class that you didn't make a deck for example. But of course, chances are you've made a deck for that class already. And the other game mode, like I said, is practice. And within practice is you pick your custom deck that you made, or you can pick a basic deck, and you can use this basic deck to play against the other classes that will be controlled by the AI, either on normal difficulty or expert difficulty. And then the third game mode is Arena. Arena, you pick one of 3 random heroes that are given to you by the game, and with one of these 3 random heroes, you build a deck with random cards that are given to you to select. You can either lose 3 games or win up to 12, and that's the end of your arena run, and then you're given a bonus. If you get 7 or more wins, you should get a return if you get 7 wins, you get a direct return to the money you spent to get in there. More is profit. And with cards, there is enchanting or disenchanting cards as well in the crafting menu. So you use dust to make cards, or you can break cards for dust to make other cards. And of course, the better the card, the more the dust you get if you break it, or the better the card, the more dust it costs to make. So that's pretty much all on that part. And then there are daily quests. Daily quests are given to you by the game. They'll have a certain thing, like for example, win 2 games as a priest, and you get 40 gold. These are separate ways in which you can do or use to make more gold, as for example, you may be struggling making gold in the arena, or you just don't have enough gold to actually do an arena run. Now, there are certain abilities in the game that the cards have, that each card has that's special. Battle Cry is an effect that occurs as soon as you play the card. Charge means that as soon as you place the minion on the board, it can attack on that same turn. Choose one simply means that you choose one of the effects that the card is willing to grant you as you play the card. A combo simply means that if you play a card before the combo card, then that means you gain a bonus effect, which is the combo. Death Rattle means that if the minion dies, there's an extra effect that occurs. Divine Shield minions have a shield that absorbs damage from 1 damage onwards, and whether it's a bajillion damage or 1 damage doesn't matter, and without taking any damage to the minion itself. So it's like a shield to protect it for 1 attack. Enrage simply means that if a minion gets hit, it gains bonus damage, but if you heal that minion, that enrage disappears totally. And freeze means that if you freeze a minion or the hero themselves, in the next turn they are not able to act or attack if they're frozen. Overload is what I was talking about. If you use an overload card and it says, for example, overload for 2, that means in the next turn you are 2 mana crystals left, as you were overloaded in the previous turn. And you have to be careful really when using overload cards, as they may be powerful, but it can punish you in the next turn if you're not careful. Silence means that you silence either a minion's effect. If a minion had an effect, you silence it and it can't do anything anymore. Stealth means that you can't directly hit the minion unless it comes out of stealth by attacking you, or you use AoE that doesn't target any particular minion to damage that minion in stealth. Spell power means that each spell you cast when this card is on the board has a bonus. And taunt cards are cards that are used to taunt the opposition, in the sense that they can't attack anything else besides the taunt card. So in a way, defends your minions or helps you try gain board control. And transform or transformation is a simple way of changing a minion into something less powerful. And secret cards are cards that the opponent doesn't know about but act when an opponent makes a decision. Summoning is simply that, summoning a specific unit onto the field, pretty much. And shield gives the hero armor, and you take 1 damage per 1 point of armor. And Windfury simply means that you attack twice on the turn of your attack. So simply, these are the ability cards that I know of so far, and really I hope that this was a simple guide that helped you understand a few concepts of Hearthstone. I should do a few more guides after that. I'm not too sure, just some basic stuff on basic cards, basic decks, and things that should help players really just get good at the game, I guess, and get on with their leveling up and getting gold and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day.